for more options. You look for more options while choosing a career, and that's when the confusion sets in. The Career Guidance webinar series hosted by D.A.V Group of Schools is aimed at addressing your concerns, ironing out these confusions by giving detailed information about various streams, thereby helping you make the right career choice. I welcome the distinguished panel of speakers, members of the D.A.V School Management, Principal Ma'am, teachers, panelists, parents, and my dearmost students. Let us begin by seeking the blessings of the Almighty. Thank you. Commerce, for the past several decades, has been one of the most sought-after courses in our country. Its career scope includes some of the highest paying and socially satisfying job opportunities. Finding a relevant course of your interest and building the required skill set is the key to landing your dream job. Today, we have amongst us an expert panel to give us in-depth information about the career opportunities in CA, CS, and CMA. It is my pleasure to introduce our team of experts. Srimati Smita Chirimal, our distinguished practicing company secretary. Shri V.P. Palanichami, Director Academics at ICMAI Support Center. And Shri Shiva Kumarji, a well-known consultant on tax and legal matters. My humble pranams to all the three speakers. It is with great honor that I introduce our first speaker, Srimati Smita Chirimal, an alumna of D.A.V Senior Secondary School, Mumbai. She is a FCS, LLB, and a practicing company secretary since August 2010, with focus on due diligence, audit, and compliance management. Smitaji is a regular speaker at various professional forums and has trained a number of CS trainees for the past several years. Ma'am, we are indeed honored to have you with us. Kindly share with us your thoughts on taking up CS as a career. All yours.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. So very good evening to all the participants today. Namaste. At the outset, I would like to thank the principal and all the staff, Shri Priya ma'am, Radhika ma'am, everyone, for organizing this very important webinar on career opportunities in three of the most prestigious courses which our country has to offer today. That is the CA, the CS, and the CMA. And my personal thanks as a student of D.A.V, not a past student, I'm always a student of D.A.V, for considering me and giving me this golden opportunity to share my views and thoughts on my field of profession, company secretary, which has given me this recognition that I'm able to hold my head high and stand before all of you today to share my thoughts. So with that, I'll be starting my presentation. There are two other faculties who will be talking on the CA and the CMA courses. So while you hear the deliberations, you will maybe realize that though the courses are unique in their own way, there are a lot of similarities, overlaps also between these courses. These courses are designed in such a way that they serve their individual purpose, but at the same time, the way the course is structured, their pattern, even some of the papers will be common or overlapping. So the courses in a way complement each other. It is not that CA is better or CS is better or CA has more glamour or more job opportunities. Each course has its own domain requirement. It's not that what CA is doing, CS also is doing the same thing. So everything is there to complement each other. That is something which really needs to be understood by all the participants who are attending. It's not that only CA is better or there are lesser opportunities in CS. I'm sure by the end of the seminar, after hearing all the three faculties, you will be able to really understand the importance which all these three courses are carrying today and what kind of career opportunities it will throw before you. So with that, I'll start my presentation. I hope the presentation is visible to everybody. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. A small quote, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. This is in no way to undermine the efforts, the Herculean efforts which our teachers put in to teach us. It is basically to drive home the point that what remains in our mind throughout our life is what we have learned in this span of 12 to 14 years is what we learn in our schools. Our teachers do this, tremendous job of shaping our minds, shaping our lives for the entire life ahead of us. About the company secretary course, as you will be aware, the CS course is offered by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. It is not like any private institution or any college as such. It is a nationwide, all India body, which is set up under a special act of the parliament. So it is a government's body, a premier national level institute. Any other institute, if it boasts or if it comes forward to say that you can do CS through them, do not believe that. CS course can be offered only by the ICSI, and it is a distance learning course. The idea of introducing these courses was that every strata of the society, whether it is poor people, the mid-level segment, or even the very rich people, everybody can afford to do these courses. And these can be done while a person is pursuing their regular degree from a college, or even if they are working. Many a times people have to start working immediately after schools to support their families or support their own livelihood. So these courses can be pursued even simultaneously along with your jobs also. It's not that you have to separately dedicate a time only for these courses. So ICSI, it functions under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the MCA as we call it, of the Government of India. And this is specifically set up to offer this company secretary course and develop the profession of company secretaries. It has its headquarters in New Delhi. So as I told you that it is a nationwide institute having headquarters at New Delhi. It also has 4 regional councils at Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, and New Delhi. 72 chapters to be able to reach out to more and more students so that people find it convenient. They have opened 72 chapters so far, 1 center of excellence at Hyderabad, and 2 centers of corporate governance, research and training. One is there in Mumbai and another is there in Hyderabad itself. So these centers of research and development, they keep continuously researching on the various changes which are happening on the economic forefront, how to change the course, the syllabus, so that the course is more relevant to the students according to the time. So the institute has on its roll over 60,000 qualified members. See, CS course as compared to chartered accountancy is a much younger profession. It was only in 1980, as you could see, that this course was started. From then, it is only about 60,000 qualified members. So you yourself can see that how much there is a gap still between the demand and the supply. So many companies are there today, but we do not have the required number of company secretaries, in fact. So there is immense opportunity for, career-wise in employment as company secretaries today. Then the institute, as I told you, it is a distance learning education course. So you can study at the comfort of your home whenever you want to do study in the night, you want to study early morning, whenever that the time permits or whenever it is convenient to you, you can study about the course. The exams are also conducted twice in a year. There are more than 200 examination centers. So it is not like an online exam. It is a very much a physical exam, which you have to go and write at the test centers which you choose. And also the UGC recognizes CS as equivalent to a PG degree. So while you are pursuing along after your 12th itself, but it is not like a graduate degree, it is equivalent to a postgraduate degree. That's what is the importance of a company secretary course. Moving on. These are some of the words of our, beloved Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, when he was mentioning in a seminar about the institute and the course. And the motto of ICSI, it is Satyam Vad Dharmam Char. It basically means speak the truth and abide by the law. That's what we company secretaries stand for. We always, believe in speaking what is required to be spoken, that is the truth, and abiding by the law. And that's what we are here for, guiding the companies also to do that in pursuing their business. The role of a company secretary, it's multifaceted. I will come back to it after telling you about how to pursue the course, because I think most of you will be interested to know about how the course is structured and how much time it will take and how tough the course is, what are the various papers and all those things. So I'll go to that, and probably then we will come back to the role of a company secretary and what kind of professional opportunities are available. Now, from the last 2 years in CS, the foundation has been stopped. So basically, there are 3 levels like CS, like CA and CMA. Here also there are 3 levels, but instead of foundation, here it is we have CS, Executive Entrance Examination, which is in short called as CSEET. So any student who is enrolled for the senior secondary, that is 10+2, the 12th standard examination, they can register for the CSEET. And after, writing your board exams of 12th standard, you can appear for this. It's not before your 12th standard. After writing the 12th standard exam, you can appear for the CSEET exam. It is a completely online exam, multiple choice based. There are around 120 questions are there, and same 120 minutes time is there. And the registration fees for the course is only 1,000 rupees. A very minimal registration fees is there. In a year, 4 times the exams are conducted. So you can see the various dates depending on when you are registering. 4 times in a year, the exams are held. The syllabus is almost same like what you are studying in your 11th standard and 12th standard. It is almost like an extension of that. These are the various subjects which are covered: business communication, legal aptitude and logical reasoning, economic and business environment, and current affairs. So on all these 4 subjects, there'll be questions asked. There is no negative marking in this. And after that, there is also 15 minutes of Viva on presentation skills, how you're speaking, because company secretary, once you become, you'll be required to make a lot of presentations. You'll be communicating with various stakeholders. So to develop on that, there is also a Viva. So totally 135 minutes. The scoring pattern is minimum of 40% marks in each subject and 50% in aggregate. So if you get that, you will be able to clear this CSEET. So there's no foundation now. After your 12th standard, you can write this executive entrance exam. How for any other course, any other college also, if you're trying to get admission, there is entrance exam nowadays. So same way for CS, this is an entrance exam. Online, you can go to the test center, you can enroll and you can write it. Who is exempt? CSEET, this particular entrance exam is exempt for people who have already done the foundation. Suppose you are in the old pattern, you've already cleared the CS foundation program, then you don't have to do this entrance again. Same way, if you have cleared your CA course or the CMA course also, that is your final exams, if you have cleared, then also you don't have to write this entrance exam. And graduates or postgraduates, those who have completed their graduation or post-graduation program, they also don't have to write. So it is basically meant for people who are who have completed their 12th standard board exams. If you've already completed some other professional course like CA or CMA, or you are a graduate, then you are exempt. By paying 5,000 rupees, you can seek exemption from writing this CSEET. The government also in the pandemic times gave concession, 100% fee concession was given to those students who lost their parents or their guardians because of this COVID pandemic situation. I hope that we don't have to avail this kind of concession. Moving on, the next stage. So once you have written the executive entrance exam, you have cleared it, then you can register for the second level, which is the executive program. So again, the dates are given here. If you register by 31st May of a particular year, then you can attend both the modules. There are 2 modules in executive level of 4 papers each. So in executive, that is the entrance level, we had 4 papers. Then at executive level, we have 2 modules of 4 papers each, basically 8 papers. So if you register by 31st May, then in December, you can write all the 8 papers. If you register after May, but before July, then you can write 1 module by December, or you can write both the modules by June of the next year. So exams are conducted twice a year in June and December. So depending on that, you can plan. Those who are aiming for rank, which I'm sure everybody will be aiming for, then you will have to appear for both the modules together. If you appear only at 1 module, then you will not be eligible to get rank. So only if you clear both the modules, all the papers in first attempt, then only you are eligible to get a rank. So every student aims for that, because ranking system still has a lot of merit for us. We always feel very happy if we get we get some rank. So you can plan for that, you can aim for that. Then you will have to plan to write both the modules together. These are the subjects, the 8 subjects which are there in the executive level. Module 1 has jurisprudence, interpretation and general laws, company law, setting up of business entities and their closure, taxation. So these 4 papers are there in the first modules. You can also see that in the executive level, 3 papers are MCQ based. So the institute is slowly moving more and more towards computerization and MCQs. The thrust is more on checking the the knowledge of the students. It is not to make them write theory. It is MCQs are more precise. It will be able to check exactly, accurately how much the student has understood the concept. So 3 papers, in fact, has been made MCQ at the executive level itself. In module 2, we have corporate and management accounting, securities law and capital market, economic, business and commercial laws, and financial and strategic management. So you will be able to appreciate that it is a wide variety of subjects which are there. You will be able to gain immense knowledge on the various laws which are there. We have on the financial and strategic management side also, we have taxation laws also, we have corporate laws also. You will also be learning about setting up of business entities. I'm sure many of you are interested in that. Today's generation, they are not for the regular 9 to 5 desk jobs. Nowadays, the generation, current generation, the Gen Z as they are called, they are more interested in entrepreneurship, starting their own businesses. They are full of ideas. The government is also very keen on that. The present government, the various concepts started, like Startup India, Make in India. So it is also been giving need to know, how to structure your own business. If you're starting something, you may think that I'm starting at a very small level. So should I do it as a sole proprietary concern? Or should I do it as a partnership? Whether I should go for a limited liability partnership, or should I do a company? What are my funding options? So all these things, as company secretary, if you are pursuing this course, you will be able to learn. And then if you will be able to guide the other people who are doing. So we are consultants, guidance, guiding authorities to people, not only as governance professionals, but also helping them to understand how businesses can be started. And we all know that, when businesses run, then there's always a chance that it may not flourish. So if it has to be closed down also, it has to be given an honorable closure. So how to properly close down a business and start something again new, afresh. So all these things you will be able to, guide, you will be able to help the other people who are starting their own businesses. Once you have, enrolled for CS executive exam, program, then after that, you can write the exam depending on how, when you are registering. There's also a pre-test before you write the final, this module 1 or module 2. There is a pre-test to check your readiness, whether you are ready to write these exams or not. This has been recently started. So there is a pre-exam which you have to go through, and then you can write your CS executive module 1, module 2. And once you have cleared that successfully, then you can start your training. So CS, as you know, that it is a course which requires you to have both practical and theoretical knowledge. So you will have to undergo training also, which will be very, very helpful and beneficial to you. I always tell to my trainees that, you know, this is the time when you can afford to make mistakes, because this is when you are learning. This gives you the hands-on experience. What you will be seeing, it's not like directly diving into the ocean. Just you have learned swimming and you're directly diving in the ocean. It prepares you ahead. It gives you in the small, your swimming pool, you will be able to swim and see, you test the waters, whether I'm ready or not. So on the job experience you are getting, and you can start earning there itself. So you start getting a stipend there itself, you can start earning. So there is a 21 months training requirement is there after completing your executive program. Along with that, certain short-term trainings also is there. There is an executive development program of 15 days, which you will have to undergo. So after clearing executive and clearing this executive development program of 15 days, you can start your 21 months of training, either under people like me, that is company secretary in practice, or you can join a company also, a secretarial department of any company also, you can join and do your training. And once you have finished your trainings, or even along with that simultaneously also, once you are ready, you can appear for your professional exam. You don't have to wait for the training to get over. Even while pursuing your training, you can write the professional program. The professional program at present has 3 modules of 3 papers each. So totally 9 papers at the professional level of 3 are given here: governance, risk management, compliance, and ethics, advanced tax laws, drafting, pleading, and appearances. This is in module 1. In module 2, we have secretarial audit, compliance management and due diligence, corporate restructuring, insolvency, liquidation, winding up, resolution of corporate disputes, non-compliances, and remedies. These 3 papers are there in module 2. And then in module 3, we have corporate funding and listing in stock exchanges, multidisciplinary case studies. And then we have a last paper, which is the paper. Out of the 5 options, banking, insurance, IPRs, open book exam. I think this is also an opportunity you would never have got before till your 12th standard to have an open book kind of an exam. So this is also a new opportunity which you will be getting at your professional level. You can see the book and write the exam. I mean, what could be better than that? So we have 2 papers which have moved to open book. I hope going forward, more and more papers will become like this, or at least they'll be in MCQ patterns. So these are the 3, levels: executive entrance. Then we have executive, where there are 4 papers, 2 modules, totally 8 papers. And then we have professional, which has 3 modules of 3 papers each with 9 papers. Once you have successfully cleared this, then you will be eligible for something, 1-day orientation programs, all these things after call yourself to be ACS. Once you have become the CS Smita Chadimar, so you can use the prestigious denomination of the CS to show that you are a company secretary. So these are the short-term training and the long-term training which I was mentioning about. 1 month of executive development program, 15 days in online mode and 15 days in classroom mode, 21 months of practical training, and 1 month of corporate leadership development program. From this training also, exemptions are available based on your work experience. For example, if you're, you have worked as a chartered accountant, or if you've already worked in the secretarial department, depending on your work profile, you can also apply and get exemption from this 21 months of training. And if you get the exemption, then you can directly apply for membership. So this is about the course. Now you would have seen, okay, so many subjects are there. We have to study a lot. It looks like a tough course. Yes, I agree. It is a tough course. But then the tougher the challenges, the better are always the rewards. So only thing what I would like to say here is it requires a smart, working from our end. It's not that we have to study for hours and hours together and we have to keep on reading. Today, the students are very much aware about what is happening around us and current affairs, what is happening, and they are able to smartly understand the concepts. And while you are doing your training itself, you will be getting lot of exposure. You will be able to see the practical aspects that will give you a lot of help and impetus in cracking your exams. So it is not tough if you really think that way. And if you are pursuing your degree, your graduation program along with it, again you will have lot of similarities. For example, tax, about financial management, even in your BCom or your BCS also. That's how I had also planned it. I used to see that, which module is having similar papers to the second year of degree or third year of degree. And accordingly, I used to plan and write my papers. I taken any kind of coaching for the institute provides. So the institute has created a very, very robust study material. It is very well designed. Whatever fees you are paying to the institute, first of all, the fees itself is very meager. For the entire program, you will not be more. Minimum stipend itself, you can expect around 5,000 to 6,000 rupees when you start.
Smitaji, your audio is not very clear.
If you have cleared your, even up to 15. Ma'am, is the audio better now?
Ma'am, it's not very clear, ma'am. But please continue, ma'am.
Okay. Technology always has its, plus and minus. So since it's a webinar, this, problem of internet connectivity might be there in between. I hope it improves and you are able to hear. Telling about the CS fees spending on this CS course. Apart from that, if you really feel the need that, yes, I have to undergo some coaching or something, then it's up to you. Depending on the, institute, what you are selecting, the academy, what you are selecting, you may be paying for the coaching. The ICSI itself has oral coaching classes. So if required, you can join the institute's oral coaching classes itself, but it is not mandatory. It's absolutely not mandatory. Again, same way, it is not required that you have to buy any extra books or anything. The institute, it is a pre-packaged course. When you pay, you will, get the study material also. You can enroll and get some videos also to hear to recorded videos of the faculties, all those things. So in that minimal investment itself, you will be able to do this course. Coming to the career opportunities which are available after doing the CS course, let me tell you that, CS is one of the only courses which has a kind of reservation when it comes to the job. Why I'm saying that is that the law requires certain companies to mandatorily appoint company secretaries. So if a company is listed on a recognized stock exchange in India, you all know that so many companies today are coming out with IPOs. They're all accessing the public market for raising funds. So the company get listed, it is required to have a company secretary as its compliance officer. So it's not that we have to go and search for jobs. It's the companies who will come and search for company secretaries. So that is there. Apart from listed companies also, any company which has a capital of more than 10 crores, mandatory to appoint a CS. You will not find these kind of things in any other course where, the law itself will stipulate that you need to have this kind of professional. So in CS, you have that kind of an opportunity, that kind of, the reservation itself has been done by the government. And you saw that it's only till now some 60,000 company secretaries are there. I'm talking from the starting of the course. So out of that, many company secretaries would have passed away. Some may not be in active employment. Some may have done other courses also. So they may be, practicing in that line. So actively only around 20 to 25,000 company secretaries will be there. So immense opportunities are available. Second thing is, this course also gives us the flexibility to decide whether I want to be in employment or I can practice on my own. So now, how doctors have their own practice, how advocates have their own practice, company secretaries can also do their own practice. We can be our own boss. If we don't like to work under somebody, or we feel that, in employment, I will be getting a fixed salary only, or I will have to, work for a fixed number of hours, I would like to have some flexibility for myself, then we can choose to be in practice. And as you all know, there's no retirement age. You can work till your last breath. If you are in practice, you can keep on working. There is nobody who can tell you, that you need to retire by this age. Because I think, once like what they are doing, they like to do throughout. You ask any retired person today, they will not feel very happy to tell you that they are retired and they are, sitting. In fact, they all like to be, gainfully engaged only. It's not about always earning money, but one has to be gainfully engaged. So these courses, CS, CA, they give you that opportunity where you can be into practice. You can decide your own working hours. You can decide your business. Like if you want to expand, there is no limit. You can go to any level. If you have some constraints, if you feel that, I have some other responsibilities, I will have to keep my working hours limited, then you can decide that for yourself. So a lot of flexibility is there. For fresher company secretary itself, the package starts itself at around, 10 lakhs a year. And then depending on the company in which you are getting employed, your experience, how you move up the ladder, there is no limit. Average itself, with 4 to 5 years of experience, a company secretary is able to earn anywhere between 15 to 25 lakhs. That is a very, very average thing, average salary, which I am quoting. Again, in terms of the career, institute itself conducts campus interviews on regular basis, where the corporates who are looking to recruit company secretaries or the practicing company secretary firms, they come and the students are able to give their interviews there itself. They are able to meet the recruiters there itself, and they are able to get placed immediately. Whoever trainee in my short span of 10 to 11 years of my career so far, I would have trained over 50 to 60 trainees. Everybody has got placed within a month of passing out. Within a month of clearing their exams, everybody has got well placed in corporates, or they are into their own practice now.
I think ma'am's video is frozen.
These are about the on.
Ma'am, your audio has issues, ma'am.
I am not able to, actually for me it is moving properly, so I am not able to really find out if there is some audio.
Audio
No
only, ma'am.
Video,
no
only
problem,
audio.
Only audio, ma'am. If you're finished with the presentation, if you stop sharing, ma'am, the audio could clear up.
Okay, I'll do that.
Requesting attendees to start typing questions in the Q&A box or chat box as ma'am will continue. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, so I'll just take another 2 to 3 minutes only. I'm sure my other panelists are also waiting, and the students are all.
It is stuck.
eagerly waiting to hear from them. The aim of program today is to give you an overview about all the 3 courses so that you can decide for yourself which is best suited to you, depending on your own personality, depending on your career aspirations, what you want to do, where your interest lies, you will be able to choose for yourself. So company secretary, as I told you, I've told you about the course, I've told you about the fees. In terms of career opportunities, you can either practice as a company secretary or you can join a corporate. You can after you use insolvency professional, and you can help the companies who are insolvent, who are not able to do well. So you can help to re-establish those companies. As an insolvency professional, you can act. You can also enroll to be a registered valuer. Earlier, this domain was restricted only to chartered accountants. Whenever we think about valuation, we think it's a number crunching game. It is meant only for chartered accountant, but it's not so anymore. Company secretaries are very much recognized now. We can also enroll ourselves to be registered valuers. The institute also offers a number of post-membership qualification courses. For example, in corporate governance, in corporate social responsibility, in insolvency, like that, a number of, if you want to specialize in a particular line, for example, in IPR or in CG, if you want to specialize in a particular line, you can also take up this post-membership qualification courses. So friends, with that, I would like to close my presentation. As Principal Ma'am mentioned, I'll be available till the end of the session to answer any queries. So thanks to all of you for patiently listening to me, and my apologies for the audio disturbances which were there. I hope the other faculties are able to make up for that. Thanks to all of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Smitaji, for telling us in detail about everything from the course details to the training, the eligibility criteria and such. I'm sure you've motivated all of us, all of the attendees who are ever interested in CS, and even the potential entrepreneurs, like you said, to take up the course. Dear attendees, if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to type in them in either the chat box or the Q&A box. They will be taken up at the end of the session. Our next speaker, Sri V.P. Palanichami, is the Director Academics at Institute of Cost Accountants of India Support Center. As the founder and managing director of Bharatwaj Institute Private Limited, Sri Palanichami has trained 1,500 CA or CMA ACS aspirants annually. He is also a senior research analyst with Shriram Equity and Commodity Research that deals with futures, options, and shares in National Stock Exchange and the Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. With 20 plus years of experience in coaching students for professional courses, I am sure Palanichami sir will be able to guide our students and clear their doubts, especially in CMA. Sir, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful introduction. Hope my video and audio is clear.
Yes.
Yeah. To continue with what has been spoken, yeah, CS takes care of companies' legal side. If you look at the papers that you learn at your different levels, let it be foundation, either CSEET or inter-level or final level, you are learning more about legal aspects of a business. Yeah, legal side or compliance side, which CS takes care. Specialization is the order of the day. Okay, we don't go to a same doctor for all types of problems that we face. We've got specialists. Name any part of your body, we've got specialization. Same way, in a corporate, we have got specialization. To recruit, we have got HR. To market, we have got marketing people. To manage finance, we have got finance professionals. To take care of accounts, auditing, and taxation, we have got chartered accountants. To take care of legal complaints, we have got company secretaries. Okay, of course, to take care of cost cut, without cutting the quality, we have got cost accountants. Okay, in a court case, Henry Ford has said, I do not know anything. A businessman said, I do not know anything. Then they asked, then how do you run business? I do not know anything, but I've got the world-class people, especially those who take care of legal compliance, costing, accounting, marketing, legal side, so many aspects. I've got whole world-class professionals working for me. That's why my company is flourishing like that. If you look at, I would say chartered accountants are taken as heart of the body. I would say liver and kidneys, or I would say eyes, are like company secretaries and cost accountants. Okay. Without these three people, it's very difficult to run a company. Even a petty shop requires a chartered accountant's assistance, or even a private limited company requires a company secretary's assistance. If you are in the manufacturing side, yes, you require a cost accountant's assistance. For these cost accountants, simple. My friends, the entire world is afraid of China, not about Ukraine or whatever. We are afraid of China, not because of COVID, because of the cost-effective products. A SIM card is manufactured for and imported for 1 rupee. If you have to manufacture in India, you have to spend 10 rupees. Clear? A laptop can be made in China for, in convertible rupees I'm speaking, for 6,000, 5,000. If you have to make the same quality here, you have to spend about 15, 20,000 rupees. Okay. Entire world, okay, wherever the China enters with their products, the economy collapses or traders are not able to compete. Why? They are able to reduce the cost. They are able to reduce the cost without cutting the quality. My friends, do you know where the processors are made in China? The Pentium processors or laptops are assembled in China. They are assembled in jails. Development requires knowledge. Assembling requires only psychomotor skills. So they train the, prisoners, and they make, make them. They're making the prisoners to make or assemble the laptops or desktops or whatever. You imagine how much of labor cost can be saved, how much of investment in factory can be saved. Then why can't they supply? So it's only a lateral thinking that is required. Yes, cost accountants are the people who suggested that. Okay, how to minimize the cost without cutting the quality. Okay, so cost accounting is a course that specializes, as it says, cost and management accountants. Earlier, it was known as CWA. It was called as ICWA. If you talk to the people of 60s and 70s, they will talk more about CWA, not as CMA. Both are same. CMA and CWA both means what? The same. Okay. So the course will give you specialization in costing, accounting, and finance, and analytics also. Okay. Which part to be added, which part to be removed. Okay. Let it be an automobile. Same way, for example, in Apollo hospitals, you find 50 or 60 cost accountants working. Why? Because a material should come when it is needed. There should not be a surplus stock. A human resource or a doctor or, for example, a compounder, or you call it as nurse or assistants, should be available wherever it is needed, and there should not be any surpluses. Operation theaters, highest utilization, you would see in other hospitals, and all, they use only 4 hours, 5 hours a day. In Apollo hospitals, they ensure that through a programming, through a technique suggested by cost accountants, okay, they utilize for about 80 to 90% of the time, which means 20 hours they are occupied either for inpatients or patients brought from other sites, kind of a thing like that. Hospitals, software developers, or manufacturing companies, today, if you want to be successful, it is not marketing. Automatic marketing will happen when you deliver the product at a lowest cost, which nobody else can do. Only cost accountants can do it. That's what I say. Others can hold a discussion. We, the cost accountants, can deliver or can give what way you can reduce your cost. Because as a production engineer, I talk only about my problems and constraints. As an HR person, I talk only about human resource issues. But the person who integrates, looks the organization as a whole and says, this is how we can go for optimizing the utilization of resources, where you can minimize the cost. That is cost accountancy. As Sudhita ma'am was telling, every course, let it be CA or CMA or CS, it has 3-level structure. In CS, it is called as CSEET. In your CMA, it is called as foundation, then inter, then final, like that. 3-level structures. Okay. Number of papers are also same. Like in foundation, 4 papers, inter 8 papers, final 8 papers, like that. But what you study, the syllabus is different. In CS, it is legal. In CMA, you'll be learning more about costing, cost analytics, management accounting, taxation. Those pillars you'll be learning, which I will come across. Then after qualifying my CMA, where will I find, sir? Okay, where will I find myself? You can find in any of these places. Yeah, government companies like IOL or government companies like Tamil Nadu Electricity Boards recruit cost accountants because they want to minimize the cost. Okay, name any government organization. Nowadays they are recruiting because the cost control drive is on. You call it as private sector organizations, manufacturing entities. We have got a huge demand from all manufacturing sector. Let it be Saint Globin or Ashok Leyland or TVS Motors. They have, Tata Motors, if you look at from the northern states, they hire cost accountants like anything to utilize the resources effectively and efficiently. You can play a role of cost controller or a finance manager, or you can also have your own practice after qualifying yourself. Okay, this is about the roles, different roles which you can play in an organization. Okay, so normally you will be handling finance, costing, resources allocation, and things like that. Why CMA? Yes, it can be done along with CMA. There is degree courses. As Sunita Madam was telling, CS can be done along with BCom CS. The CMA course in a college, the right course to choose is either BCom General or BCom Accounting and Finance. Okay, BCom General or Accounting Finance. Now we have got a separate branch called as BCom Cost Accounting developed at Madras University. So you can do any of these courses and do CMA, because learning for CMA will take about 3 to 4 hours a day. Of course, my friends, in colleges, you take arts and science colleges, it's only 5 hours working day. Clear? 180 days a year, 5 hours you are going to attend colleges. Remaining days, what you are going to do? Utilize the time productively. Okay, so spend 4 to 5 hours for this course, then you can become a professional in 2 or 3 years period of time. The course comes sometimes less than a cost of LKG or UKG in some schools. Okay, foundation 6,000, inter 23,100, final 25,000. Over a period of 3 years, not 1 year, over a period of 3 years, you will be spending only around 60,000 rupees for this course. Okay. Of course, ICMA also provides coaching. Of course, as Sunita ma'am was telling, you can take up private coaching if you require. And again, employment opportunities, are very huge. Our students are getting placed in Middle East, Canada especially, and in UAE, as well as India, as well as in Australia. They are finding a lot of opportunities, both in India as well as abroad. There are a lot of opportunities which are available. Social status definitely is there. Before becoming a CMA, was just called as Palnichami. Okay, you are a PG holder. Good. But after looking at my professional qualification, corporates call me for a discussion. My knowledge level is same, but having a professional qualification is definitely a social status. Job satisfaction, yes. After completing your BCom, you are put into monotonous jobs. For example, I salute the banker, especially who's there in the counting cash line. They count a lot of cash, but nothing belongs to them. They keep on doing it daily. Really, it's a tough job, Imagine morning to evening, you have to count a lot of cash. You have to make calls and just check it. Or routine process like accounts receivable, payable, reconciliation, routine jobs will be boring. But if you are a professional, jobs will be interesting because every client or every situation will be new. Even if you work for about 16, 17 hours a day, you will not feel tired. Yes, there's a scope for independent practice also, because manufacturing companies must get their cost report also. Along with the financial audit report, yes, cost audit report also should be submitted. So a lot of scopes are there in terms of employment or whatever. As I was telling you, this is a 3-stage structure. Foundation, 4 papers, inter, 2 groups of 4 papers each, and final 2 groups of 4 papers each. After your +2, it can take maximum 3.5 years to complete. Foundation, inter, and final. So along with your college, when you plan, during your first year, you clear your foundation. During your second year, you clear your intermediate. Therefore, thereafter, you can take up your training, articleship training or that practical training, then write your final after 15 months after completing your intermediate like that. So BCom is completed in 3 years. Then 6 months later, you become what? A qualified CMA also. And if you look at the subjects, okay, yeah, the student can register it anytime after 10th standard. Even now you can register. +2 results are not mandatory. And a registered student can appear after the +2 results only. After the +2 results only. That means if you register before June 2022, you can write in December 2022. If my +1 friends are there or 10th standard friends are there, you can register after your 10th standard, but you can write your exam 6 months after your plus 2 examination kind of a thing. This is about entry. And if you look at, it is multiple choice questions. Choose the best answer questions. If you look at, it is an extension of your plus 2. Accountancy, yeah, your plus 1, plus 2 syllabus is covered. Okay, mathematics, your 10th standard mathematics is covered. Don't think that maths means very tough to pass. Very, very simple mathematics to pass. Okay, economics is an extension of plus 2. All the micro and macroeconomics are covered. The 2 subjects that are going to be new for you is going to be law and management. Okay, 6 months is lesser. I would say it is more than sufficient for you to pass your foundation course. And as I said, if you choose BCom General or BCom Honors or BCom Cost Accounting, this will be your first semester and second semester syllabus. So whatever you learn for CMA will be there in your college, where you need not put effort at all. A CMA student just goes to the semester exam, just 1 day or 2 days. They just prepare and revise and they just write their semester exams. College will not require a separate effort for preparation. So first year of college, yes, you can pass along with your foundation without taking much of effort. But if you join BBA or if you join BCom CS and take up CMA, then it will be tough for you because BBA has a different syllabus. BCom CS has a different syllabus that is legal oriented, management oriented. When it comes to CMA, that's why we recommend you to choose either BCom General, Accounting Finance or Cost Accounting like that. It's subjective type question. Like in CS here also, you have to score 40% minimum, 40% minimum in individual subjects, overall 50%. For example, out of 200, you have to score 100 to pass. Every subject maintain minimum 40%. This is there for CA also. CS, CMA, same passing criteria, like 40% individual subjects, 50% like that. So if you want to be in costing line, resource allocation line, management line, yes, you can choose the course. After your exams or even now, you can register for, ICMA. I'll be providing you the helpline numbers, etc. and all, where you can ask for further queries. Okay, this is about foundation course. Exams are in online mode. Exams are going to be online mode. You have to come to the exam center where systems are there. Then you have to write your exams. It will be there normally in June and December month. So if you start from June, you can write your December exam. And if you start from January, next June, you will be writing kind of a thing. So it's better to plan along with the college because first year college syllabus and CMA foundation syllabus are going to be the same. The level 2, we will be in intermediate level when you're in second year of college, where you will find in intermediate level, that is after passing foundation, you can register for intermediate. Yes, it is consisting of, hope I'm audible. Is there any audio issue now?
Sir, you're audible, sir.
No, sir, very clear.
Very clear, sir. Very clear, sir.
Okay, so interest consisting of 2 groups that will have 8 papers. It will have some 8 papers. Okay, what are the 8 papers? I do not want to go in detail. As I said earlier, you will be learning about accounting, auditing, taxation, costing, operations management, and finance like that. Core costing area, what is required for your industry? That is core costing area, you will be learning. Some bits of law and auditing also you will be learning. Here also, the exams are conducted twice a year. Okay, like June and December. It will have both MCQ as well as descriptive. Here also, passing mark is 40% individual subjects, aggregate 50%. Foundation or inter or final, every subject you have to score 40%, aggregate you should score 50%. Some students will have a doubt, sir, if I don't score 40%, what will happen? You have to rewrite the same group again. For example, group 1 has 4 papers. I scored 50, 50, 50, 50 like that. But one subject alone, I scored less than 40. So what will happen? You have to repeat that 4 papers. Sir, you are asking me to repeat. Yes, you have to repeat 4 papers. But if a student scores 60 and above in a paper, for example, accounts I scored 65, costing I scored 65, law I scored 60. Only in some tax paper I scored 39. If I fail means that paper alone you have to repeat. Otherwise, if you score 60% plus in any paper, that paper is exempted. That paper is exempted, you need not write again. And again, with the opportunities available, coaching materials and information available, students don't make it, don't pass it. If you put a sincere effort, the course is definitely there for you. And your intermediate syllabus is your college second and third year syllabus. What you're learning as accounting, costing, management accounting, corporate accounting, or taxation is your second and third year syllabus of your BCom, where you will find BCom, I just go for semester exam and pass it kind of a thing. So learning CMA at the second year of college will definitely be helpful for your college studies also. That's why I said 5 hours for college, 5 hours for your, CMA course, without sacrificing your other needs or other, personal things. You can easily do it. Out of 24 hours, you sleep for 8 hours. Remaining 14 hours, they are there with you. In the 14 hours, spend 4 hours for your passion or for your entertainment or whatever you want. Okay, we want about average 10 hours of time. That is for your college and for your CMA course, where you can easily clear your inter-exam. This is when you are in second year. After completing your second year of this course, that is intermediate level, then you can appear in final exam. Here also there is a practical training for about 1.5 years. So when you are in third year, you can go for practical training. Sir, I'll be in third year college, how to undergo? Simple. Your college is going to be only 5 hours a day. What you are going to do in the remaining hours? Yes, as ICMA Support Center, we also provide and facilitate the college going students how to undergo a training without affecting their college routines kind of a thing. So you can complete your intermediate, thereafter you can undergo your practical training along with your college. Then you can write your final. Final has again 8 papers, 4 papers plus 4 papers like that, 8 papers are there. What will be there in your final? Advanced costing will be there. Advanced operations management will be there. Cost audit, that's a specialization. Indirect taxes you will be learning. Direct taxes you will be learning at the advanced level, which will be closely relating to your practical world kind of a thing. So where you are going to learn all these subjects, it will make you a master in that particular cost control area. So in the classroom, you'll be learning about cost control, cost management and other things. Then in practical world, see, professional course is a professional course. When whatever you learn in class, you should apply in practice. Medicine is called as a professional course. Why? Because they learn about how a liver functions. They just go and see in the operation theater or with the patient. They practically see and what is the problem with the liver, how it should function, why it is malfunctions. Same way, in the classroom, you will be learning about cost control, cost cut, quality maintenance, resource allocation. In the practical training, you will learn about applying the same for an organization. Clear? In the classroom, you will be learning about indirect taxes, GST credits, all those things. By working with a client, you will be able to understand, okay, how that is practically applied. So practical application will be there in all the 3 courses, CS or CA or CMA. This you will find in CMA course also during your practical training. Practical training should not be taken as an earning period, it's a learning period. That's why the government pays some stipend, like 5,000, 10,000 like that. Once the training is completed, yes, you are placed in a top corporate kind of a thing. So once you become a qualified member, then a lot of opportunities are available. So these are the ICMA toll-free numbers, which you can note it down, or enrollment information, you can note it down. This is not belonging to any private institute. Okay, so this is belonging to ICMAI, which is coming under same like we have got 3 acts passed by Parliament. One is for company secretaries, another one is for cost accountants, another one is for chartered accountants like that. Chartered accountants, cost accountants, and company secretaries have this, legislative governance. Okay, so all these are being offered by central government. CMA or CA or CS offered by central government. Okay, where they give the degree. And I will tell you one thing, CMA, if you pass, it is equal to a PG degree. A person who completed ICWA, that is called as CMA now, is equal to PG degree. He can directly do PhD. It is recognized by UGC. You do BCom, then do MCom, then go for PhD. That is a long route. 5 years it will take. 3 years BCom, 2 years MCom, then do a PhD. Do CMA or CWA. You can directly enroll for your PhD kind of a thing. That is about CMA course or helpline numbers or whatever. Okay, so helpline numbers, of course, do not disturb them by WhatsApp during the night, etc. And all. Some director will be handling. So ensure that during the office hours you contact them or mail them. Probably in the next day you can get the responses kind of a thing from the parent institute from Kolkata or from any of the support center. They will assign this call. They will ensure that your needs are taken care kind of a thing. Then, before I go for the job opportunities and other things, for learning this course, shall I do full time? Sir, CA can be taken up full time. CMA is not requiring that much of time. Maximum 5 hours per day, not more than that. Minimum 2 to 3 hours, maximum 5 hours a day. So remaining hours, what will you do? So that's why they recommend you to go for colleges. Along with the college, you choose these courses. It will be fruitful. And many people sometimes, take up CMA course, which is also a tough course. Okay, many people think that CA is tough, CMA is easy. Last time results of CA was much better than CMA. CMA gave only 2% result, but CA results were much better. Okay, so don't think that it is an easy course. I want to do full-time, etc. and all. No, you should have a college exposure that will give a maturity. You'll mingle with, multivarious people where you will develop a lot of ability to handle cross sections or people with different cultures and other things. That is also required. We call it as street smartness, right? That is required, as well as the professional course you should pursue. That is what we recommend. Do not do this full time. You must do it along with the college. Okay, that is the next one. You would have heard about CMA India. That's what I was explaining to you. It has 3-tier structure, like foundation 4 papers, inter 8 papers, final 8 papers, like that. So total duration is around 3 to 3.5 years. Many students, now YouTube spoils many people. A lot of private institutes are advertising, join CMA US after +2. You can complete CMA in 6 months. Okay, please do not fall for it, because that is for the students who are living in US and Canada and Middle East, not for us. Okay, and for those who are working in American companies, multinational companies, if they want to get a professional qualification, those who are in the job already, they want to upgrade their skills to a professional degree, they do CMA US. Okay, it is taking only 6 months because it has 2-part examination, but it is costly. Okay, cost of writing an exam will cost you 30,000 rupees per paper. Okay, so coaching is not available. Coaching, nothing is free. You have to undergo a private coaching only. So it will cost you, examination and other things will cost you 2 to 3 lakhs. But in India, if you want to get a government job, CMA India is preferred. Indian companies prefer CMA India because you've got an in-depth knowledge in various subjects, kind of a thing. CMA US, yes, if you are in employment, you can do to upgrade your skills professionally. And the papers in CMA US also requires an application. A +2 student, according to me, cannot take up that particular load. A mental maturity is required. At least a degree is required to enter into a CMA US, where you will have a maturity, like you would have already learned costing, management, accounting, things like that. Then you can take up the course. So CMA US is best for those who are already in employment, those who have completed graduation. They want to acquire a professional qualification and go for it. Then we've got CMA UK. It is also equivalent to Indian CMA, but the process is a little lengthy. Okay, it will have 5 levels. CMA India has only 3 levels. CMA UK has 5 levels. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, like that. It takes about 4 years time to complete. It takes about 4 years time to complete. Cost of the course, registration cost and examination fees alone will come to somewhere around 2 to 3 lakhs. Coaching is not available. None of the centers are providing coaching. Only private coaching you have to rely on. Okay, because CMA you can rely on because it is run by government. It is a non-profit organization. They offer at a very reduced rate. But when it comes to CMA UK, coaching, etc., will be equivalent to the cut of your cost of the course. It will cost around 7 to 8 lakhs over a period of 4 or 5 years, kind of a thing. The recognition also for CMA US, CMA UK you can find in UK and Commonwealth countries, but CMA India is recognized in India as well as in abroad, kind of a thing. So this is about the course level or course structure as such. So if you want to be in planning, cost, management, accounting, finance, yes, do this particular CMA course. And if you look at the stipend that is provided during the training, it is around 10,000 rupees per month, like that. Post qualification, you are placed for things like minimum, a fresher is getting a minimum of 6 to 7 lakhs per annum, kind of a thing. ICMA placements, we organize placements. 20 companies come with a vacancy of about 4 to 5 cost accountants in each company, but we are not able to supply. When we call a student and ask for, oh, are you interested in coming for placement? No, sir, I'm already placed. Okay, so there's a huge demand in the market, but limited supply is there. Actually, the candidates choose in which company they want to go for jobs, kind of a thing. So this is about the CMA course as such. So yeah, I do not want to go too much technical into the inter and final level subjects, but let me tell you the foundation subjects alone, it is an extension of your +2, nothing more other than law and which one? Management. Management will be more related with your business studies, kind of a thing. It's multiple choice question foundation. You can join anytime after your +2. So this is about my humble and simple presentation about CMA. We'll wait for your Q&A at the end. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, D.A.V. School, for organizing this. And thank you for including in the panelist. Hope I have not bored you much. Hope Shiva Kumar sir is not going to scold me. Thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for that informative and interesting presentation. It was reassuring to know that there will be a work-life balance in spite of taking up such an important professional course. I hope our attendees have noted down the helpline number. If you have any queries right now, you can post them in the Q&A or the chat box. Next, let me introduce someone who has been associated with D.A.V. for the longest time, first as a student and now as a teacher. As a parent.
Right.
Yes. Shri Shiva Kumarji has years of experience in advising corporates on tax and legal matter. Having expertise in both LLB and CA, he brings in a unique experience to the table. Shiva Kumarji, we have so many CA aspirants amongst us. Please share your expertise on the topic. We are all yours. So, please.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to everybody. I hope the presentation is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, first thing is that you already heard from CS and CMA. So, the structure of the course for CS, CMA, CA are quite similar. There is 3 levels. And 40% is the pass mark, 60 is the exemption, and you need to clear the group as a whole. So if there is a 4 paper, in that you need to get an aggregate of 50 each. So total you have to get 200. So standard question that a student asks is, sir, if I get 40, 40, 40, 40 in 4 papers, 160, I pass in all paper, but you fail the group, you need to rewrite. So if I get 90 in one paper, then 40, 40, 40 in other paper, you get 210. Have I passed? Yes. Technically, if you get 90 in one paper, how will you end up getting 40 in other papers? We will not ask such questions. You will pass. So if I get 60 in one paper, what if I get 220 aggregate, but get 37 or 38 in one paper? Should I rewrite all the 4 papers? Yes. So this kind of pass mark 40, but group pass 50 is common for CS, CMA and CA, which already the previous speakers have highlighted. Now, this chartered accountancy is one of the most famous courses. So typically, if a student takes commerce in his +1 or +2, he would definitely know by the end of the first month of school that there is a course called CA, if he has already not known before. The CA are people who are fondly known as auditors. Okay. But as Smita ma'am rightly said, the gap between the CMA, CS and CA is actually, they are gone. There is actually very little difference between these courses of late. We will be learning a lot of costing also in chartered accountancy. We'll be learning tax also in company secretarial, and you will also be learning more than your average law in CMA. Because in India, we always like this all-rounders, you know. We start from Kapil Dev, we are always fan of these all-rounders. Why do we love Dhoni so much? It's because he can bat, he's a keeper, and an excellent captain. We want people who is excellent at everything. The companies in India, the major difference between a company or the thought process of an Indian company vis-a-vis foreign companies is that in a foreign company, your job role is well defined. You're required to do only that specific job. Let's say, for example, my job is to come today morning, take a piece of paper and put it in another table. That's all. I'm not even expected to read that paper. That's my job. You cannot even expect me to do anything else. There are targeted courses only for that. So that's why the CMA US courses and all, it's just 2 papers of costing, because it deals only with costing. It doesn't deal anything other than costing. It does not deal with accountings or accounting standards. The CMA actually has accounting standards. But in Indian company, the owner or the management, they expect an employee to know a bit of everything and also be an expert in his domain knowledge. So they want the company secretary to be an expert in company law, but at the same time, a company secretary cannot say, I don't know accounting standard, I don't know this, I don't know tax. They should know everything. That's why in a company secretary, you have a full 100-mark paper on income tax, also on accounting. Similarly, a chartered accountant cannot say, I will do only income tax, I will do look after accounting, I will not see Companies Act. There is full paper on Companies Act, SEBI, all those things is there. Yes, it is not in depth as it is there in a company secretary syllabus, but more than a basic knowledge is available in a CA course. Similarly, also in costing. So my job is to bridge all these three right now, but still focus on a chartered accountancy. So if you take CA, as you can directly go from +2 to CA, or if you're already an undergraduate, that if you're a BCom, from commerce stream with 55% average, you can go to straight into intermediate, or you need to go via, after +2, you have to write foundation, then go to the intermediate. If you've already cleared intermediate at CMA or CS, then also you can straight come to intermediate at the CA. So basically what will happen is you have your +2, then you go to your foundation normally. Then after you clear your foundation, you do 8 months of study, you finish intermediate. Then there is a IT and soft skills training which you must undergo, which you must complete. It's a 4-week training. Then you get into a practical training where after an intermediate passing, it's a 3-year training. During the 3-year training period itself, you will also learn another advanced IT and soft skills. So there's an advanced soft skill before your practical training, and also during your training. Before is slightly basic and during your training is slightly advanced. Then in the last 6 months of your practical training, that is your overall 3 years, the last 6 months, you can write your final. Once you clear your final, you get the name as chartered accountancy. Now, there are basically some basic questions which every student asks. Is that, sir, there are certain myths. People who don't like Mac go to company secretary. People who like Macs, they go to CA. If they're afraid of CA, they go to CMA. All these are all myths. All these are completely rubbish. Okay. Yes, Macs is a very, very important factor in all the 3 courses. But it is not that if your fear of Macs should stop you from going anywhere near these courses. There is no such myths. You can select the course which feels more natural to you. See, if you are a kind of a person, it's slightly different. If you're a kind of a person who likes legal matters very much, then yours is a company secretary. If you have more flair for numbers and analytical things, that's not to say that a company secretary doesn't require analytical, more of a number-based analytical. If you're quick in the balance sheet kind of things, quick on the numbers, then CMA and CA are complementary. So marking system, I have already explained, it is similar to your CA and CS. Okay. Then again in foundation, that is your immediately after your +2, which you will join. You will have 4 papers, which is accounting, which is again, it will be an extension of your +2. Business law correspondence, again, it will be, and that is a new paper which you will study at foundation. Business math is again something which you have studied at +2. Economics, again, it is similar to what you have studied at +2. Again, another question we start getting is, sir, I am a state board student, not a CBSE student. Will it be difficult? It makes 0 difference. It makes 0 difference. Yes, CBSE student will have an advantage, a very, very slight, insignificant advantage. Okay. So that's all, nothing. Sir, I'm a Tamil medium student. I'm a Hindi medium student. I'm not an English medium student. Is professional courses tough? Absolutely not. There is no link between knowledge and English knowledge. Both are completely different. So your English is not a criteria. State board CBSE is not a criteria. So you can take up this course. So once you clear a foundation, you have intermediate where you have 2 groups of 4 paper each. This is the main exam because foundation is more of an extension of your +2. You will clear it. If you're comfortable in your +2 syllabuses, you will comfortably clear foundation. It is at the intermediate where we are pushing you into the deeper end of the lake. So you have this again, accounting is there. Corporate law, as I told you, we study corporate and allied laws. Again, we also study costing and taxation. All these are there in group 1. Group 1 is a very heavyweight group. You have to clear this group 1 for you to go into the next phase of training. At least you have to create group 1. Then in group 2, you have advanced accounting, auditing, information systems, and financial management. Financial management and costing in the other group are all similar to what you would study in a CMA. Once you clear these papers and all is not relevant at this point of time. It's just to give you an overview. Okay. Then you go for the practical training. Once you complete the practical training, you go into the final. Final will be an extension of what you studied at Inter, but in a bigger jargon words, even more at an in-depth level. So your accounting will translate into financial reporting. Financial management will become strategic financial management. Cost will become strategic. Everything will become strategic. You add a word strategic, everything becomes complex. Again, you study corporate law, direct tax. Everything is what you study at Inter, but much more at a deeper level. Rather than going into subject-wise, this is what is required out of you. At a foundation level, you are required to just know and comprehend the law, acquire the knowledge and understand it. Comprehension is understanding. This is where the weightage of the marks are also are. Knowledge, knowing the subject and understanding the subject. Then a bit of application is there at foundation level. The more you go towards inter and final, you will go into the outer sides of the circle, which is your application of what you have studied and analysis. In fact, at final level and all, if you go, we will be evaluating different tax. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have many of your parents, you can just ask them, or the parents who are watching this video, they will understand. In income tax, you have 2 schemes, old scheme, new scheme, etc., etc. Knowing that there is a scheme is a foundation level knowledge. Even though there is no tax in foundation, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, there is a scheme is a foundation level knowledge. At inter level, putting it in a sum, saying that, okay, I have got income, which is what will be the tax at this method or that method. That is. At a final level, you will be like critically evaluating which option should I choose, then finally suggesting options to the client. That comes at the final level. So that is the evaluation and the synthesis. This is finally suggesting what the student must do. Okay. When it comes to the career opportunities in CA, of course, everybody know that the moment you say CA, the first thing that comes in mind is auditing. So they do numbers, they do income tax. Okay. But no longer. It's no longer just a number crunching job. There are a wide area of activities. The 2 things which I want to impress upon for a person who's choosing CA is if you take a break, let's assume you want to focus. Let's take a random example. You want to go and direct a movie and you want to spend 5 years. So you go to your dad, like 3 Idiots style Madhavan, and you say that my passion is photography. I want to do photography for 4 years. Or I want to be a DOP or a director in a cinema. Or I want to go and do travel, whatever. So if you finish your CA by, let's say 21, 22, you finish your CA, you go and try whatever you want for next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You come back at 29 and 30. And because you have a chartered accountant degree, you are still marketable. And that degree still holds a lot of value. And you can straight away get into a job. That is the value of that C. That's a word, the 2 words, that magical words, gives you that leverage or the ability for you to do something that is completely unrelated to CA or any accounts and still come back 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 years later and continue with this. I can give you countless examples of my female counterparts who have taken a 10, 15 year sabbatical from for focusing on family for whatever reasons, because they went abroad, etc. And they come after 15 years, they have started practice and they have flourished. They've gone into employments and next within 5 years, they become CFO because you have the experience of an outside world and also a degree. So you quickly get on the job. So that is the stability which a CA provides you. So if your focus is, I want to be a singer, I want to be X, I want to be Y, then CA is your calling card because it gives you that insurance. If 5, 6 years you focus on your other goal, if it doesn't work out, you can always come back on to CA. Like I said, the areas, of course, you know, the run-of-the-mill ideas, accounting, yeah, finance. Actually, there is a difference between accounting and finance. If we have got more time, I would have explained it. Accounting is different from finance. Finance is different from reporting. All these three things used to be single word, probably 20 years back. Today, accounting, finance, reporting, MIS, all these have become separate words. Then you will also have a lot of areas on auditing, which is your standard. So all this top line is something that is routine, which everybody knows. But right now, the interesting areas are transaction advisory. Should I do, should I not do a particular transaction? Fraud detection, large companies, internal control system, because a lot of companies have huge processes, huge number of people. Is their internal control system working or not? Lot of chartered accountants, interestingly, we get this, always have a problem. We always have this, no, with our engineering friends. They get into a very cushy software job. They work on Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they don't work. They have this very nice lifestyle, supposedly nice lifestyle. You can also have that because a lot of software companies, they hire chartered accountants. Because chartered accountants have the domain knowledge, how a company works, etc. The software engineers do not understand that. So the chartered accountants acts like a intermediary people. So they get the requirement from the client and put it in a English, which the software guys will understand, like a step 1, step 2, step 3. Convert the vague requirements of a client into a more structured requirements for our IT friends. So that is again a very interesting job. Financial analyst, you go to a stock market analyst, financial risk analyst, treasury, how do you manage your excess funds? Taxation advisories. A recent development is your independent directors. You can be a professional director of a company by being an independent director. All these are your opportunities. This is only the tip of the iceberg. A lot of things are there. As I think you can use this as a upcoming opportunities for a CA, CS, CMA, everything. In fact, I would say this is even more important from a CS perspective. Madam was also saying that there are more than 12 lakh companies in India. On an average, minimum 10,000 companies are getting incorporated every year, apart from a concept called as LLP. Okay, which means, boss, all these people are going to need auditors, chartered accountants, company secretaries, people inside the company, people outside the company, people advising them on transactions, and company secretaries to incorporate the company, do all the secretarial work. Then once the company starts becoming grower, a full-time company secretary, costing to manage their cost, everything is required. Insolvency and bankruptcy code, again, a very important area where both CA and CS has a very, very important role to play. New labor laws, again, a new labor law as a bit of costing, a bit of compliance, company secretarial, use huge opportunity. Taxation law in India keeps evolving. Every 6 months, the law changes. Okay. So you have an excellent opportunity in that area also. As Madam also was saying, startup culture in India is fantastic. Okay, we have what is called unicorns. The billion-dollar companies are ever increasing. The companies want to list. Every day we are meeting clients who are 25, 26 years old. They have a company, they're doing a turnover of 3-4 crores. Excellent opportunities. And gone are those days when there's a general tendency that Indian companies do not pay well. All thing of the past. Today, the happening field is this area, of course, apart from the tech, if you are good in tech. So if you want more details, you can visit these websites, the ICAI website, which has got the student portal, and the brochure also you can download from the link which I have shared. So this is a bit of an overview about CA. I've also given you a couple of my pointers regarding the myths about CA, CS, and CMA. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to take it. Over to you, back to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the detailed input with different possible scenarios. Dear attendees, if you have any queries regarding CA, you may type them in now. Smita ma'am and Palnishami sir have kindly, they've already answered so many queries. If you have any queries regarding CA, they can be raised now.
Attendants can type in their questions in the chat box as well. I understand that there's some questions which are already answered in the Q&A box. Yes, this question, can you see this in YouTube also? The answer is yes. In a couple of days, it will be uploaded to the YouTube also.
There is a very interesting question that I think ma'am has already answered, whether you can do CA, CS and CMA together. Yeah, you can do, but one suggestion is you always start with one course, then you slowly work towards other. Don't take up everything because every course requires some dedicated attention. So especially I would, in my personal opinion, I would rank a CS as slightly more difficult than the other two because of the sheer number of laws which a student must read. So you must have the focus on one professional area. Then of course you always have time to go back, because as we said, there are some exemptions are there, like you can straight go into intermediate if you have cleared a particular thing. So instead of again doing foundation, you can start at intermediate. Probably you can do inter at the same time, but final and all, you should do it. One focus should be on one subject at a, one professional course at a.
So there's this question for you, sir. Shiva Kumarji.
Yeah.
Is investment banking advisable for a CA?
Yeah, investment banking is it advisable for a CA means as a career opportunity, obviously. So investment banking is also one of the many options that is available to a chartered accountant. So again, it depends on your interest levels on a particular field. See, the beauty about the CA course is that in that inter level 8 papers and final level 8 papers, you are exposed to a lot of stock market related transactions. You're exposed to a lot of costing. You're exposed to this financial reporting of this, consolidated financial statements. How do you report to a stock exchange for SEBI? Everything is given exposure. What happens is during that period itself, a student will start liking a particular facet of that subject. It's like, I like the stock market better. I like this better. So those students tend to gravitate towards the investment banking area. And then some students will also like the financial management area. Then they will say that, why don't I evaluate companies? Because investment banking has two sides. One is these kind of investments in stock market. Other major area is also evaluating the companies for acquisition purpose, for your own company or for your client company, doing due diligence, vetting that company is financially sound or not. So they may like those kind of areas. So if you are a person who be like, look at balance sheets at 300, 400, 500 crore companies and say that this company is good for acquisition, not good for acquisition, I will invest 300 crores. I can do a valuation of a company just like that. If you're capable of doing that, or if you like that capacity, you will know only if you start doing the job. If you love these areas in the examination, where once you go through the syllabus, all this will be there in your exam paper, in your syllabus rather. So if you like those areas, okay, it's like your 32 course meal or a 64 course meal. We give you a sample of everything in the CA. So whichever food you like, there is always a career opportunity awaiting on that particular taste. It's purely a question of taste. There's nothing to be good or bad about a particular area.
Thank you, sir. Requesting attendees to, requesting attendees to type up any other questions in the chat box or Q&A box.
Ma'am, there's a question. Can we join as a company secretary after completing CA?
Yes, you can. As we have already told, these courses, all the 3 courses, they can either be done simultaneously also, if really your appetite permits you for that. If you are able to focus that time and prepare, you can attend all the 3 courses together, or you can do it even one after the other. You can do CA, after that CS, after that CMA. In any order, you can do any of these courses. There is no restriction on that. Many students, I think Shri Priya ma'am's own daughter also, I think she has done the multiple courses. Many students, they find it that they're able to do together because there are a lot of papers which are common. There are exemptions which are available. And in the time when you are in that age of 22, 23, 20 years, your mind is very, very sharp that time to focus, because you don't have a lot of other responsibilities. You are completely focused on that. So you're able to, clear, and then, you can, it will complement each other along with your college and all the 3 courses. You'll really be able to do it. It's not like very, very difficult. You can definitely do. In my family itself, I have at least 4 triplets who have done all the 3 courses together. And I mean, they were able to do it in first attempt.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have a question, sir. Taking BCom along with computer applications, is it useful for CA?
Yeah.
Since a lot is being computerized.
Let me answer this question, because many students think that BCom computer applications or BCom's BCA will be a good choice for doing CA. No, you will be burdening yourself. It's like you want to operate a petrol cum diesel operated engine, which is not possible. So BCA will have a separate, requirement. You will be learning coding, programming, and other things, and some accountancy paper will be there. In CA, you will be learning accountancy, costing, taxation, like that. Actually, you will be overloading yourself, where you have to learn for college as well as you have to learn for your graduation course, kind of a thing. And one more thing, I recommend you to do BCom General or BCom Accounting in Finance or Professional Accounting when you do CA, because in your CA class, in your BCom class, you will find about 20-30 students doing the CA. You can exchange notes, you can exchange your thoughts and other things. But when you are in BCA, you'll be the only student who will be doing CA. Other students might laugh at you also. So it will be demotivating.
Yes, thank you, sir. Ma'am, we have a question, Smita ma'am.
Yes.
For doing CS professional course, is it better to do BCom honors or BCom CS?
See, I would suggest to do BCom CS along with the company secretary course. Again, the subjects which are common, it will be larger. The more subjects will be common. But choice is completely yours. In general BCom itself, also there are many subjects which are common. But yes, BCom CS will be more complementing to the company secretary course.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I think we have covered most of the questions.
Yes.
The analysts have already typed in their answers also.
Yes, ma'am. Now that we have come to the end of the session, may I request Principal Radha Subramaniam ma'am to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Shilpa ma'am. Thank you. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings sense for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Sri Payani Swamiji for having taken time off his busy schedule to motivate our students to take up a lucrative career in the field of CMA. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our very own Shiva Kumarji, alumnus and a parent. Sir, the very interesting aspect that a chartered accountant, the calling card, with that calling card, you can fulfill your passion, dream of being a director. It's quite interesting, sir. I don't think any other career has this luxury. Thank you. Thank you very much for that very juicy and interesting tidbit about what it is to be a chartered accountant. And I can understand that you are following your passion. The happiness is very evident, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And last but not the least, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our dearest alumna, Srimati Smita ji, for her presentation and the various aspects of company secretaryship. Ma'am, the very valuable information that the course is offered only by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India is priceless information, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ma'am, your presentation was very lucid, and I'm sure students benefited a lot from your presentation. I take this opportunity to thank our management for organizing the series of webinars, not just for the students of D.A.V, but for the students across the country. We have successfully finished or completed 11 webinars.
Congratulations, sir. Superb.
Thank you, sir. I thank the coordinators for being the major silent support system for this wonderful webinar series. And our attendees deserve our appreciation and thanks for the questions which made these sessions all the more interesting. Before the curtains come down on today's session, I would like to announce the title for the next webinar scheduled on 2nd April, Empowering Entrepreneurs. That will be the title for the webinar scheduled for 2nd April. Again, I thank all the panelists and coordinators and attendees present today. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Steve Jobs once said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. With that, I sign off, but this journey shall continue. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you.